This is our lady space with Marilyn and Tawana, where we can talk about it. Sharing your point of views on everyday life and relationship with Marilyn and Tawana on our lady space.
Hi, you guys. Welcome to our lady space. I'm Marilyn.
And I'm Tawana.
And this is
Our lady space.
so we can talk about it.
So what are we talking about?
We're talking about some good stuff because we know February Love Month is coming up, and Valentine's Day, my anniversary, some love stuff. That's what I'm talking about, Love Jackson. So we are talking about the importance of romance and intimacy in a relationship.
Yes.
How important is it?
Yes, how important is it?
How important it is. So, I would say in a relationship, when people hear intimacy, they probably automatically think about sex.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really, that's part of it, but that's not the entirety of romance and intimacy.
Right.
And so I think for a lot of couples, married or unmarried, having the lack of intimacy and romance has been like for the cause of the breakup or divorce.
I agree. And let's unpack what it is before we go that deep.
Okay.
So the Google Queen herself. I looked up romance and intimacy,
mm-hmm.
and I got the definition, and I'm gonna combine them into it so it makes sense.
Okay.
Got it? Okay. So for romance, it says that it is a feeling of excitement and mystery associated with love.
Okay.
And for intimacy, it is a private, cozy atmosphere.
Okay.
So when you combine it together, essentially you're saying that it is a private, cozy atmosphere where you can feel excited and loved.
Okay.
Now, who wouldn't want that?
Right. Exactly. Mine said romance is about the gestures, compliments, and gifts that may often give your partner butterflies. Although these are important in a healthy relationship, much more is needed. And intimacy is about the real profound connection you create with your partner and the closeness that you bring two people together in a powerful way. So,
right,
like you said, who wouldn't want both of those together?
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess with intimacy relating to sex and physical attraction with your partner, intimacy is probably more of the way to feel the trust and the love from that person.
It does help build trust and love, and it's really the foundation for you to get through those tough times.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, physical sex, that's gonna fade eventually.
Right. Exactly.
So you have to come up with other ways of being intimate with each other. We're going to talk about those on another episode.
Mm-hmm.
But just to get to the importance of why it's necessary.
Right.
You have to really have that time fellowship with your mate, because you're breaking down all barriers when you do so. You're dropping all vulnerability and just really being present in the moment, which we have learned that has been some people's love language in regards to quality time, just being physically present. So intimacy, while some people may see it as like a task, like, oh, I got to hug this person, I got to touch this person, I got to have sex with this person. Mm-hmm. No, you just got to show up and be present.
Right. Because to me, I feel like intimacy is so important. It's almost like I feel like if we can't be intimate, then you don't really love me. You know what I mean? I kind of feel like it's just that strong. Like without it, like love is nothing without intimacy. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So the romance, that's different because everybody doesn't have a romantic bone in their body. And so, you wish for that to be swept off your feet, to get the roses sent to you, to go on romantic walks and on the beach, different little romantic things. But I think that's one that you could probably live without, the romance.
I can't. Because remember, that's like that excitement. Like when Roy come home and I hear them putting them codes in the door and he finna come through that door, I just get like this excitement. And that to me is the romance. So, even though it's nothing real physical, but just knowing he's coming.
You just love your husband. You got butterflies. I'm talking about the real romance, like just that knight in shining armor, that every day he coming with something, whether it's
That's a fairy tale.
yeah, but some people, now I ain't gonna say no name, but I know a couple that her husband is like that.
Yeah.
So that's why
that's a good thing.
Now, what you're saying, yes, you know, you still, when they come home, I can't wait to, you know, Lorenzo to get home to find out what's going on with his day. But I'm talking about that. That's what I'm saying. That other type of romance, I feel like you can live without it. Like, it's great to have it.
So you're talking about like those acts.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
It's great to have, and it makes you feel so good. And you look at other people sometimes and be like, dang, you know, I wish, you know, we had that much romance. But what you're saying, I still think, you know, what you're saying is still because y'all going to the intimacy part with you guys. I feel like it rolls over into that part. But that's just,
I don't know, friend. I don't know.
It's so deep. It's so
you know, because I'm going off of the definition that I've been kind of marinating. So when I'm thinking about romance, to me, I'm thinking anything that gets me excited that's dealing with my spouse. That is a form of romance to me.
Okay.
So when I hear him pull up on the motorcycle, here I'm excited again.
Okay.
So, you know, I think it's this. People may perceive and receive romance differently. It may be those actual acts. It may be gestures. It may be whatever. And that's different. So I think in the relationship, if you truly define what that romance looks like, then you'll have a better understanding. If you communicate that with your mate and you all can talk about it, then that's a part of intimacy.
Right.
So it's intertwined and interconnected. I'm there.
It intertwines. And so that's why I'm trying to figure out, do you think that a couple, so say they have the intimacy and say they have the romance, but their sex life is not where it needs to be. Do you think their relationship can still strive?
It can if they communicate. Because in a relationship, one person is gonna have a higher sex drive than the other. We ain't gonna say in our situation. But one person is always gonna have a higher libido than the other. But I think that's where the compromise comes into play. Now, one person may think, okay, once a week is good. The other may want it once a day or every other day. But you have to find that compromise in the middle where you can agree that, okay, this is doable. And just put forth that effort and be intentional, because sometimes it's not necessarily what you want. Again, back to the love languages, the way we give love and the way we receive love can be different. And we can't expect everybody to want it the way we give it. So I think you got to communicate with your mate and let them know what's important to you, what works for you, what don't work for you. And then come to an agreement on what your intimacy and romance is going to look like in that relationship.
Right. And the thing is, so casual sex, that's easy to have. And so you don't have to have any attachments to that. So that's the difference too. Like if you're just with somebody or you actually are in a relationship with them. So I think that's when the intimacy part comes. The true intimacy part comes when you're actually into them, really into a relationship. Because, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, being intimate has a more significant meaning than just being physical. It's about seeing into another person and trying to create a space in your mind for your partner's words, body language, or actions per Google. So to say that, you have to really be in tune and connected with your significant other. Because I think if you're just trying to put on airs because, okay, we together, let me, whatever. No, you have to truly be connected. In order for that intimacy and that romance to show up. Because, you know, sometimes it may be feeling a little off. And be like, what's wrong? Okay, I don't feel connected right now. Because I'm that person. If you ain't touched me, hugged me in a couple of days, I'm not feeling connected. But I need for you to come bear hug me. And so I think that's what it is.
So I read, it says intimacy is good for self-confidence. Because self-confidence is important for any human being, regardless of age or relationship status. So when that partner deprives you of that with sex and that sexual connection, it can also make you have a lack of self-confidence. Because then you like, well, you know, what's going on? You know, do they not want me? You know, I gotta have, like you said, just that touch,
Mm-hmm.
just that, hey babe, I miss you, just that, I've been working so much, let's take a walk around the neighborhood.
Right.
Let's watch TV tonight until we fall asleep, just anything.
You need that. And I think a lot of people don't realize that there are actually health benefits to it.
Exactly.
It lowers your blood pressure.
Yep.
It's a good management of stress.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna be happier, so you're probably gonna live longer.
Mm-hmm.
It reduces the anxiety because you're not worrying, okay, is he not feeling me anymore, or is she not feeling me anymore? What's going on? But when you're being romantic and showing intimacy on a regular, consistent basis, there is no gap for those questions.
Exactly. And it's a lot of people that don't realize how much it does help with your health. I mean, even down to your blood circulation. Like, it's not just about just doing it to be doing it, but
yeah,
it's gonna keep you alive, people. You got to do it.
Hello. And that's why, companionship, even if you're not marriage is not for everybody.
Right. No.
But, it's good to have some type of companionship because you need that human interaction. You need to have some type of form of it because it makes a difference.
Right.
It's important.
It was a psychologist. He said, fearing intimacy and avoiding closeness in a relationship is the norm for about 17% of adults. So he was saying, the tendency of an individual to shut down their emotions and become detached from a person or a situation may stem from how that person was raised as a child. And, we kind of touched on that too. Yeah. So it's not that they don't want to be intimate, but they may be struggling with knowing how to be intimate, how to bring in the romance. And so that's something that, where the communication part comes up, and you just got to know your partner, you just got to know this is just not something you can do, but that's what you do. That's how you become together. That's how you work on it. And you guys help each other. You don't just, a lot of people will just shut down and like, well, forget it. And then they start looking outside for the romance somewhere else, the intimacy somewhere else. But that's when you're supposed to link up together and help each other.
I agree. And also in doing so, don't discount your mate's efforts.
Right.
They, like you said, they may not know how to do it because they were not hugged and loved on growing up. So they don't know how to show love to the person they're with. But if they're trying, give them a little credit for that.
Exactly.
With social media, we can't help but subconsciously kind of compare things, but never say it to your spouse. Because they're trying. But just because their efforts don't look like what you see on social media does not discount the fact that they are trying.
Right. Real intimacy, like you said, it starts with communication and it starts with love. So just like any type of love, the root of the intimacy has to have you have to have a deeper connection with that individual. That's where it starts. So if you don't have no connection, then of course you're not gonna want to be intimate with them. Of course you're not gonna want to have a relationship, be romantic. All you want to do is have sex. So it's just like, what do you want?
Right.
Do you want the deeper connection, or do you just want to bam, 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 bam?
I want a fellowship.
I know that's right.
You have to, because especially if you live together, you're just roommates at that point. You're just passers-by in the night. But I think when you are, be young, have fun. Quit taking it too seriously. You have to be serious at work. You have to be serious in whatever you're doing throughout the day. When you come home, leave all that at the door. Have fun with your partner. Run around and act like little kids. It don't matter. Have your children looking at you like, okay, they crazy. Yeah. But, find ways that you can connect and show that romance and intimacy, because it don't have to always be physical. But when you do something and you get a reaction from your spouse, pay attention. Right. Because, I love flowers. When my husband come home with them flowers, I light up like a little chihuahua.
Now, see, I don't have to have flowers, but you can touch me all day. I feel like you can touch your spouse about 20 times a day. It don't matter what it is. It don't matter. Just touch them. Just have that, that physical contact. And after a while, you may have a person that doesn't like to be touched. But I tell you, the more and more you do it, they're gonna be like, wait. At first they're gonna be like, well, why you doing it? What you doing? Stop. But after a while, and you don't touch them, guess what? Well, what happened? What's going on? Well, why you ain't touching me? You know,
girl,
figure out stuff like that to just.
You too. So my husband is that one. He don't like to be touched.
Yeah.
But I don't care. You got all the muscles. I'm finna touch them. Right. And when we go to bed, I'm sticking my foot over there because I need to know you there. Like, I don't need your upper body, but give me your foot because I can't sleep without it.
Right. Give me something.
So it's those little things.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, men, probably all men don't really want to be touched that much anyway. But I think women are just so emotional, you know, just so touchy-feely that I still feel like if you stop, they gonna be like,
they gonna miss it.
Yes, what happened?
What's wrong with you? Why you ain't touch me today? Like, boy, I thought you didn't like it.
A little slap on a booty. Okay,
let me play in your beard a little bit.
Right. So it's important, people, you know, not just during February, not just during Valentine's Day, but every day. Every day. To do or say something. Like you said, just like Tawana said, just him opening up the door. You don't even know how small it could be to you. You know, what that person does. You know,
girl, when I hear that keypad, do.
I know.
I'm like,
girl, when I see my husband's name just pop up on my phone, just text, you know, a call like that, I'm like, whoo, what he said.
And that's funny you said that because you know how when cell phones really first came out, you only had one ringtone. But now you got multiple. Oh, he got his own ringtone, and it's very specific to him. And so it's like, when I hear that motorcycle on his phone, I don't care where I'm at, baby.
It don't matter.
Forget what I'm doing. Hey, boo.
It don't matter.
It don't matter. It don't. And that's why we say just have fun with it. Like, don't put stress on yourself trying to figure out, okay, I got to hug this person 2-3 times a week. Just have fun. And I think it will come naturally. You just got to be open to giving yourself to another person. Exactly. And then if you're not open to that, then why are you in a relationship?
And then, you know, some people do come with baggage. So it's kind of hard for them to be, you know, vulnerable, trust, committed. So, you know, that's something else you probably need to find it out before. But if it's too late, then that's something you still gotta, you know, work through. Yeah, you gotta unpack it and see why it is. And sometimes you gotta ask that question, baby, who hurt you? Right. Like, what have you gone through that caused you to be this way? And it's gonna catch them off guard because they ain't gonna know what to say. Right. But they're gonna think about it and be like, oh, wait a minute. Right. So you just really gotta remove self and think about you as one unit, not as two individuals. Right. Or however many going on in y'all throuple. No judgment here. We try to connect to everybody. Right. Yeah. You know, because I used to say, like I told you, my hashtag was one heart. 2 hearts, one locket. 2 hearts, one locket. And so, but you know, that's biblical too. You know, once you marry somebody, you two flesh, but you're supposed to be one spirit. And so, you know, that's really deep when you really think about that you guys are supposed to be one. So you're supposed to be moving as one. Everything's supposed to be one unit. So you're supposed to be talking about every single thing. Like, this is your best friend. Like, you got your girl best friend, but this is your best friend. Like, through thick and thin. Like, your spouse or your significant other, like, they're supposed to be your person. Yeah. You know, if you can't be vulnerable with them, then you really shouldn't be vulnerable with nobody else. Exactly. Because they see you at your worst. Exactly. So if you can't be intimate, have that intimate level with them, then you probably need to start working within yourself first. Yeah. And I think that goes back to where we talk about self-care and self-love, self-intimacy. Yeah. Get to know what you like, boo-boo. You hear me? Take yourself out. Go to a spa. Just do what you enjoy. Go eat by yourself. Go do stuff by yourself. Yeah. Because when you come home, enjoy yourself.
Yeah, and when you come home from that, you're gonna be looking forward to seeing him because you know worked yourself all the way up.
Hey, baby.
And your mate gonna be looking like, where you been today?
Exactly.
You need to go again tomorrow.
That takes time though. Don't you
Yeah.
know, I used to then think, go eat by yourself. Who does that? I used to be like, I got too many friends to want to do that, but no, it's like the best.
Sometimes you just need to sit and be quiet and just don't even overthink things. Just filter all that out and just sit with the Lord. Right. He'll give you what you need to hear in that moment. Exactly. You know, quit trying to process too much. Just sit and be still.
Yep, and you should do that anyway. I don't know, like my time to be able to do that is early in the morning, like 6 a.m, to go ahead and, because for me, if I don't go ahead and do it, I'm gonna miss it. You know, with the everything going on in the day, right? Yeah, I'm like, Lord, no, I'm gonna go ahead and give you that time first,
right?
Because for one, you deserve it, and for two, I don't want to be like, I don't have enough time for God, because He definitely has time for us, child.
Oh, okay. And that's a whole lot of us and only one of him.
So, you know, pick what's a good time for you. And, you know, like you said, you know, learn to love you and get that relationship with God. And everything else will fall into play. Be
romantic and intimate in your way. You can define it the way you want to. You don't have to do it the way anybody else. Just do what works for you. Like, you know, if you like lingerie and your spouse don't, wear it anyway. Because it makes you feel good.
That's right.
You know? Right. And so you could be a little selfish in that way, because I think in being selfish, you're actually helping the situation. And when they see you walk around here in a good mood all the time, they're going to be like, okay, let me join in on this. That's but right. She said she like to be pat on the butt in the morning. Okay, let me rub her butt. Yeah. So I think you have to put out what you really what you want back. So you start maneuvering in that way, and that eventually catch up.
And that's good too, because you know, a lot of times we think that they're not listening, and they are, but they just moving their own way.
What in the Roy Jackson?
Good. And it's like some people want it to be their idea, so they don't do it right then. They do it well enough time to pass it where you feel like it's their idea. But let them think that later. Okay, let them think that. Yeah,
right.
And even though you telling yourself, I just told him that last week.
I love it though. Yeah, it's so funny to me, because I'm like, you really do pay attention.
That's right. So
yeah, and that's a whole lot of intimacy right there. Paying attention and listening to us the way we like to talk.
Right. Good. So
get intimate with me in a conversation.
That's right. And you know what? I think intimacy on a spiritual growth level too. Because can you imagine if both of y'all on the same level in Christ? Oh my God.
Yep.
That is gonna be awesome. So it's like from the head, you know, he getting what he
literally.
So it's gonna trickle down, right? Girl,
ooh, I got chills
about that, girl. And so whatever they have going on in their past, or whatever's going on in their mind, God is gonna help direct y'all path together to get y'all where y'all need to be.
Right.
So
it'll be all washed away and made new.
Yeah.
And so all that baggage it's not even relevant anymore.
Restoration, baby. Restoration. So new beginning.
Okay, number 8, where she at?
I know that's right. Right there.
New beginnings all day.
Yeah. So don't give up, people. At the end of the day, don't give up. You know, everything takes time, and two individuals are two totally different people. So communication is the key. You just gotta work together. You gotta commit to it. You gotta love each other. You gotta trust, and you will get there.
Yeah, as long as you're putting forth some effort and actually being intentional, you'll figure it out.
Exactly.
You'll figure it out.
That's it.
We got you. When you're not quite sure, hit up our lady's face.
But we can talk about it.
Hey.
About it. Ooh, we love y'all.
We do. And like we said, have fun. At the end of the day, life is a journey. Don't nobody got this thing figured out.
And it's too short to be stressed.
Yes.
about it. What they say, we too blessed to be stressed.
Mm-hmm.
Just go with the flow. If it's too hard, then don't force it. Like,
Yeah.
just go with the flow and let things happen. What's meant for you is for you. It'll happen.
Amen. Amen to that.
Mm-hmm.
But I will tell you this: you do not have to be stuck in a situation where there is no intimacy and no romance. That ain't what you want, and you deserve better than that. So, hello. So do not settle for that. If that's something you want, trust and believe it's somebody out there who is willing and available to give it to you. Yes. Don't think that you asking your mate to fulfill this need is too much. Because if they love you and they really want to be with you, they gonna do it. They may bicker a little bit and give you a little pushback, but at the end of the day, they're gonna do it.
Exactly.
But you have to communicate that to them and let them know this is a requirement, right, which you need to talk about while you're dating.
And somebody that really loves you wants to see you happy. At the end of the day, it's no doubt in my mind. I don't care who it is. If they love you, they want to see you happy. They want to see you smile. So regardless of what they say, their actions should show that. And like she said, if their actions are not showing you that, it's time to keep on walking. I ain't talking to you.
I
do it. Keep on walking.
Okay.
Walk, baby.
We're going to walk it on out of this our lady space.
Walk it out.
But hopefully this has helped you all with intimacy and romance. It's important. And I mean, there's health benefits. Who don't want to be more healthy?
Right. Girl, it was so many. I didn't even realize.
Oh, yeah.
I found a whole lot of them. And you touched on some already.
It'll lower your blood pressure.
Yes.
I mean, pain control.
Yes.
I jotted down a few of them. You don't get as many colds.
Right.
Heck, for all we know, it may help cure this doggone panorama out here.
Mm-hmm. Baby.
Who knows?
It's help with your cardiovascular system. Like, it's just so much.
You ain't got to get on that treadmill.
Right.
Call your mate's hands.
Girl.
That may help. You just never know.
Then on top of that, when you got intimacy, romance, and then sex, don't that help with cramps, they say?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have as many headaches. Like, this helping your health. This making your stress level.
Yeah.
Down.
Okay. Speaking of that doggone lotion from that Bath and Body Works.
Which one?
That stress reducing one, the green one.
Yeah. It really
I don't know what they put in that eucalyptus leaves or whatever, but oh goodness. It's amazing.
I'm gonna have to get that. I heard they was closing. We gotta get it before it's too late.
No.
I heard they was about to close.
All of them?
I don't understand because it just seems like they make so much money.
These people who be buying 50 million candles a pop.
They about to close, friend. 27.
Okay, but we'll go on off in a 10. We're gonna talk about this one off.
Yeah. But
oh my gosh.
So
well, y'all assignment for today is get in tune with yourself. Get intimate with yourself so you can get intimate with your mate. And come back and tell us about it.
Don't pay me no attention.
We don't want the details. Just say you did.
I know that's right. and give me a shirt that say foreplay me, please. I ain't just trying to, that's part of intimacy too.
It
foreplay,
is.
you guys. Let's normalize.
Hey, baby.
Hey, baby. let's normalize that. Let's get a massage in there. Let's get some rubbing going on. Let's get some kissing all over. Let's just, let's just love, y'all. Let's get into it.
Yeah, because that's all we need.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all see it?
Mm-hmm.
Just a little love.
Love.
You know how they said you need to have things in moderation? That's one thing you don't need in moderation.
Give it all to me.
You can overlove me.
Give it all to me. I want it all, baby.
I ain't mad at you.
I'm so weak.
But, hopefully you all have enjoyed this. We are going to also, in our next episode, maybe, talk about ways of being intimate.
Yes.
So you definitely would want to stay tuned for that.
It's non-sexual ways. A lot of people don't think it's a way to do it unless you're having sex. So we're going to take into sexual ways to be intimate.
We would definitely tap into that so you all can get some ideas.
Get ready.
You won't want to miss it.
So please like, comment, share, subscribe, and thank you guys so much for watching. We really appreciate your support.
Yes, we love you guys.
We do.
She's Marilyn.
She's Tawana.
Bye.